Why hello there, it is time to look at more Zine Month projects. It is the third week of Zine Month? No, it's the fourth. The third week of Zine Month just ended. I'm going to be looking at the projects from the third week, which is generally the slowest week because all of the people who really had their shit together got their projects out in the first week or the second week. I mean, I didn't really, and I got mine out in the second week. And then all of the people who are still throwing their projects together at the last minute are going to be launching them next week. So this is kind of a weird point in the overall Zine Quest month experience, but that does not mean that there are not some games worth looking at, which we are going to do now. Starting with the cool Cryptid double feature, which you may have guessed from the title is a collection of 2 games. The Cryptid Hunter's Notebook, which is a daily journaling game, shockingly, about hunting a cryptid. And it is quite a bit more gamey than the more journal-y, narrative-heavy games, revolving around exploration of various areas of a town via a resource generation and management mechanic, where you roll dice and then spend them to perform actions that advance the plot, gain you new resources, unlock new locations, and so forth. And this one sounds like a lot of fun, a little daily activity that over time adds up to a whole adventure. And then the second of the double feature is Ghost Kitchen, which is a game about using food to help a ghost reconnect with the lost memories of its former life. So that one's a little bit more on the serious side, and I mean, it's about memories and food and all of that stuff, so, you know, if you're into that kind of thing, it's not my thing. I like the cryptid hunting one. Anyway, next up is Journey of the Lighthouse, which is a game about a group of people living in a lighthouse which has sprouted legs so that it can move to a new location where it can once again be useful. And the game is focused on the sharing of the feelings and memories elicited by the various locations that the lighthouse travels through on its journey. So, kind of like a very sharing personal feelings and stuff game, which normally gets a big nope from me, but this one does have some very interesting aspects to it. What really caught my attention, aside from the lighthouse sprouting legs and walking places, and the fact that you collaboratively draw postcards, is the fact that there are 6 playbooks which are stated to each have their own goals and mechanics. Presumably all while being part of the same shared experience. And that is the sort of thing that I'm not sure how well that would really work out, but if the answer is well, that's really cool. And next up we have A Fear Within, which is a game where players take on the roles of children and the powerful entities that live within them. But here's where it gets interesting. It is a game that is intended to be played in pairs. A player does not play a child and an entity. The child and the entity are played by a pair of players. So it is a game that is designed from the ground up to really focus on teamwork. So it is a game that is very much built around teamwork and the relationships between the characters, where characters and players are going to really have to work together to accomplish their goals, which in this case is defeating the Fear, which is, your general evil entities. And now, Relay Watch, which is, unsurprisingly, a game about lifeguards dealing with cosmic horror. So, kind of like Baywatch meets Call of Cthulhu. The title makes that fairly clear, if you have read Call of Cthulhu. And yeah, I could tell you more about this. It comes with 2 adventures, it's got a D6-based system, but let's be honest here, Baywatch meets Call of Cthulhu is one of those things that is the make or break factor in determining if you are interested in this game. Yeah, that's not the only thing you need to know, but it's enough to tell you if you want to go check out the Kickstarter. And finally, Fantasy Men Volume 1, which is currently funding on Crowdfunder. And this is a thing that they are calling a pilot for a series of sexy male NPC character folios, which, according to the creator, there is a notable shortage of sexy male character resources for fantasy role-playing games. With this first volume presenting a handsome human sorcerer with a very thorough write-up containing background, personality information, plot hooks, art, and stats for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Just a very complete portrait of a single sexy NPC. And as I've said before, I really like these hyper-focused products, where they set out to do one very specific thing, and then do it. And presumably, if this does well, then there will be a whole series of incredibly well written out, sexy male NPC character folios, and that's just a thing that I kind of want to exist. And of course, it would not be a Zine Quest/month video without me mentioning Penetrating the Veil, a journaling game about fucking ghosts, which has recently hit its funding goal, but if you are in the mood for some ecto-erotic adventure, there is still plenty of time to get in on this and back it on the Kickstarter. There is, of course, a link to that in the description, along with all of the other projects, and I will be back next week with my final Zine Quest/month 2023 video. And also, I will be re-recording all of these vertically, editing them down to a minute each, and then uploading them individually as shorts because, I just kinda decided to try that, and they've been performing at or above the level of these larger Zine month videos. And thank you for watching, with extra special thanks to my Fight and Flail Snails, Samuel Gorski, Ranty Mulholland, and Toshirokuro. If you'd like to be cool like them, you can check out my Patreon, where you can get early access to videos and fun stuff that I make for the Patreon. But if you don't want to do that, that's cool too. You can still hit all the lovely buttons, like, subscribe, these other videos, which either myself or the Cold Heartless YouTube algorithm have lovingly selected for you, which I'm sure are lovely videos that you will also enjoy. And I will see you next time.